What's good, y'all?
What's the deal, YTC?
Back with another episode 3 of the MC podcast.
Yes,
Musician
sir.
Circle, brought to you by YTC
And Mr. King K himself.
Mr. King K. Go check us out on our socials, right below our images here on the screen. So YTC Music, Royal Vision 732. Go check us out there. Also, we want to make a point to we're on YouTube as well. A lot of people watching us on Twitch. We're on YouTube streaming. So go check us out there. Drop some likes, subscribe.
Show some love, man. Leave some comments. More so, we want to jump right into it. We got a good show for y'all today. But just to give a little background on what we're doing here, you know, in the musician circle, we try to bring you into the cypher. Get a couple dope artists, we break down their projects, what they got going on right now, give a little critique on it, a little feedback. And most of the time we try to interview them and see what they got going on right about now.
Yeah. And then again, you know, we just want to reiterate that, you know, this is a positive platform. All we looking to do is raise people up. You know, we trying to bring them to light. So any critiques that we might have about any projects, it's all done, you know, with good intentions and in the hopes to bring people up, and it's never to just criticize for the just to criticize. You know what I'm saying? It's all done with a positive intention. So, you know, we don't want nobody catching feelings or nothing like that. You know?
Nah. We both music lovers and we both creators. Done the producing, the engineering, the rapping. We do it all. So, I mean, I feel like we're well versed. You know, I feel like we have a little bit of experience to. A sort of taste to the culture and all of that.
Most definitely. So on today's show, we got two dope artists. Again, you know, one that King K picked, one that I picked. King K's pick for this week was MIRAK. My pick for this week was BAYANI. And then so let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get into the hot list.
Straight to the hot list. Let's do
All right. So first on the hot list today was King K's pick.
Yeah, which is MIRAK, man.
Straight out of Brunswick, Exit 9, Jersey, New Jerusalem. So
you get a little background on him.
Yeah, you want to give a little background on
MIRAK? Yeah. MIRAK is you know, one of the premier MCs in New Brunswick. He's been around for a while. Founder of MVS Media Group, entrepreneur, clothing line. So you know, he on some bullshit, man. You know, speaks. He definitely always has a message in the music, and which in particular always has a nice visual attached to the music too. So he's a dope creator. I like his vibe, dope music. You know what I'm saying?
All right, dope. So we're gonna play a little snippets of a few of the tracks that I liked off of the project. Again, the project is called Corpus Delicti.
Yeah, Corpus Delicti.
You can check that on all streaming platforms. I'll drop the link to the Spotify album in the chat.
Right.
So all of y'all, you know, please check it out and give it a listen. Here's the snippets from Corpus Delicti that I picked out.
Let's go.
Puff Daddy state of mind, think big, shine. The new Russell, I hustle. I got a brain like Dames. Please respect my last name. There's ownership in this game. I improv like Steve Jobs. It's all about innovation. I'm starting to feel like I'm the greatest. This is self-motivation for all those niggas that be hating. I'm Jimmy Hendrix the rub. Right. I'm approachable, not sociable. See the bitch. I am like I mean it though. The only words I know. Is you fuck a hoe that sound harsh, but it's a sound ball. Right. You better back off me. Right. I'll kick him out out in the morning. Before they smell the coffee, why the sad face? Okay, I'm so rude. When you off the blow, you see the dangers on the low. All the plugs I know, they like get that dough. I live by what I swear I seen the game make millionaires. Made my first brick flip off a down south trip. There he go, he talking dope. Damn right, I gave him hope. When the rent was due, their hands was playing peekaboo. Like one for me, one for you. Learned the
Tell me what's the point? You didn't empower me, energy that I abhor.
So those were my top 3 tracks that off the album that I was feeling, me personally. So those 3 tracks were I Feel Like, We Just Bop, and the last one on the track which was You Know It Well. So let's get into the feedback, man. So first off, the one thing I want to take note of is that the substance and the content of the entire project was, it's some real things being dropped throughout the whole project. Like one thing that was a constant throughout listening to the project was, the subject matter. The subject matter was just real talk, and that's what I really loved about it. It was just dope on that sense. Shout out for the follow. The other big thing that really stood out to me was his hooks. So MIRAK's hooks, I mean, every single hook, I'm like, damn, like, this dude's got hooks for days. And I'm talking about hooks that radio ready hooks. Like stuff that you can hear people reciting and, singing over, and I just think that's really one of his really strong suits were his hooks. His hooks are really dope.
I agree.
And that was my feeling for a lot of the joints was that I could see them being radio ready. Being radio ready. I could see them going viral on some TikTok shit where somebody hops on it and does a crazy dance to it or some shit.
Right.
The
bases on it was crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, I could see the potential there for it, going live like that.
Right.
My top tracks, just like I said, was I Feel Like, We Just Bop, and You Know It Well. I just really like the beat on those. For me personally, I'm like a 90s hip hop head, so those are the ones that stuck out to me, and kind of the ones that I would kind of bump. I think his voice is really dope. I think he got a really dope voice as well. So I mean, those were all my, if I could point out, those are the things that stuck out to me as like, a real positive to this album and why, people will bump this album.
Yo, we got some people in the chat saying they ain't got no sound or visual right now. But Suge said he see everything, so it might be on their end.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're still good. We're still live.
All right, he said. Stace face said, okay, see it.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, all right.
Go ahead, continue. But yeah, I actually agree with you on those points because those are the things that stuck out to me as well. Those hooks are definitely radio ready hooks. The beats is phenomenal. I think the bass line, those bass, hard bassy joints is definitely joints that vibrate, whether it's in the whip or in the club or whatever. So I agree with all of that.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. So if I could give any critiques on this project, like I said, his voice is dope, but I think it could use a little bit more presence. Maybe some like, and maybe it's no fault to him. Maybe it just needs some EQing in the right spot. Right. I just felt like it felt a little soft at times. In the mix. So that was the other thing. I think the mix can be a little tighter. Throughout the joints, there was a couple of tracks on there that the beat was kind of overpowering. Or kind of like not meshing with, like it took me some effort to try to listen to the lyrics. So that was one of them. I think one of the ones that I liked actually was like that, the violins on We Just Bop. was
Yeah,
I mean, it was a dope ass beat, but I think it could
that beat is crazy.
I think some of that could have been mixed a little bit better to where you could
Right,
still hear the violins, but you could still hear him clear, you know.
right.
um
And I noticed that too. Like just in my experience with the engineering thing, sometimes when it comes to those kind of beats and mixing those, you got to make the vocals a little bit more aggressive, just to, especially if your voice is not doesn't, you know, because some people like to maintain their flow or their cadence in their voice without, you know, overexerting it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So I mean, that's, you know, that's kind of up to the engineer to kind of, you know,
Bring that up.
see where his peaks are at, and
Right,
try to lower that in the actual beat, in the stems, or, you know, whatever he's working with. So
right, right.
that was another one that I had. You know, a lot of this, a lot of it on the album was trap, which is, you know, not necessarily my cup of tea, you know, as far as the trap beats go.
Right.
Um, you know, musically, you know, you know, if you've been watching the show, King K knows, you know, I'm stuck in the '90s, and you know, I love the boom bap stuff. But I was still digging it. For me, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the trap and the trap beats and his flow, but the flow seemed a little bit fast at times.
Mm,
Like, you know, I was kind of expecting it to hit on the, you know, on the down and the upbeats, like the kick and the snare, and it
right.
just, you know, like by milliseconds, it would hit, you know, one of his punchlines would hit like would end right before, you know, the kick or the snare. So it was kind of throwing me off. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, I mean, I think that was it, man. You know, as far as critiques go, that, you know, I think it was a solid project.
right, right.
You know,
I think it's a good listen. It's
yeah,
a good
yeah,
listen.
yeah.
That's why I picked it.
Would I bump it like all the time? You know, I don't know. You know, it's not really, you know, in my wheelhouse, but you know, I can see the potential for it. Like I said, I can see a bunch of records on here that are radio ready, that I can
Right.
see like on TikTok, on Instagram, going, you know, going crazy. So
If I could give a little feedback also, and one of the reasons why I picked it, um the originality as far as the flow, right? So with MIRAK flow, I noticed he has an unorthodox flow, which to me is very creative when it's not the same blueprint over and over again, the copy and paste style to those beats. I like the way he addressed those beats in a different manner than what you normally see. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of those punchlines, or not even, I'm not even gonna call them punchlines. Just a lot, like you said, when he dropping certain lines, how he drops them before the downbeat or even after the downbeat. Sometimes
yeah,
I think that's an attribute to the creativity, because you know as well as I know when it comes to writing, those are things, you know, when you try to stand out or when you want to be different, you want to be, you create your own format, and that's what I noticed about him and
yeah,
his lyrics
and
and his.
yeah.
Go ahead.
And you know, like I said, it's all a matter of perspective, right? Like I think we
Right,
said in the last show, like if that's your lane and that's what you're feeling and that's how you feel, like creatively, that you want to put it out, like
right,
that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, maybe it didn't touch me, but who knows? Like, so, you know, the next guy who takes a listen is digging it. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
I
right,
don't
right.
want people to stray from what they think. You know,
Nah,
even though
nah,
I
nah,
don't think they
absolutely
will,
not.
but you know what I'm saying. If that's their creative lane that they're going down, then you know, I respect it nonetheless.
Right,
So,
right, and go check him out, man, because
yep.
like
Let
you
me
said, man.
you know what? I'm gonna drop the link to his project in the chat.
Right, go check him out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody that we do bring up here, we want people to go check him out. We want to drive some traffic to this sound, and because it might be for you. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. I mean, so you give it a try, and that's the whole point of this platform, is to introduce people to new sounds and new flows and things of that nature. So I think it's dope. Okay,
All right, so I just dropped the Corpus Delicti,
it's
the
in the
link to
chat,
that in the chat. That's a link to his Spotify.
streaming on
Go
all
go
platforms.
check him out, man. Run them streams up. Listen for yourself. You know, dope project. You know, much
Right.
props to MIRAK.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I like it, man. See, and what I love about what we're doing here is, you know, he don't know who I'm gonna give him. You know what I'm saying? So the dope thing is that we can sit with it for a week and come up with these. So we're listening to it numerous times, and So you might not find nothing wrong with it at first, but then once you start listening to it again, that's the whole reason why I say it's better to take a week with an album. Because back in the day when we used to go cop albums, you couldn't judge the album off the first listen.
Yeah.
You had to listen to it a few times, and then you start to break it down. This is why I like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like so, you know, you get more in depth with it. Like, you know, people create albums, and like, you know, a lot of the times people listen to 1 or 2 tracks. You know, what we're trying to do here is kind of bring it back to, you know, the era where you would put that shit in your tape deck and listen. You'd have to listen to that shit. There's no, you know, you ain't to get to track 4 from side A. You got to fast forward.
You got to fast
forward for like 5 minutes.
Word up, yeah, hell yeah. Until they made the CD player. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I mean that's the beauty. That was the beauty of the culture, though. I think that element is missing.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They substituted now with a shuffle play. When you go on Spotify, you hit shuffle, and it just gives you a random track to listen to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And to be honest, that's why I've been getting back into copping, you know, full length, you know,
the vinyls.
Vinyls and full length albums off of Bandcamp, just to rock somebody's project all the way through. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody knocking on the door.
Yeah, so
MIRAK knocking on the door, man. We're gonna let him in.
Yeah, let's let him in.
Let him in. Yo. He's connecting. Like I said, viewers, man, you just tuned in. Yo.
Yo, what's good, man? What's good?
What's going on, King?
What up?
I can't see you right now.
Man, peace, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all for having me. You heard?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
can you see us?
You having,
yeah, I can see y'all. Y'all can't see me?
Nah.
Hold on, let me fix this. What the fuck do I? You know, I ain't used to this shit, really. Hold on. Okay, I'll start video. I think this is it.
Yeah.
Hold
you
on.
have to get used to it too, man. It's some new shit.
Damn, hold on. Okay, hold on. That's my feet right there.
That's
all good.
All right.
What up?
What's good, King?
What's good, man? Peace.
Cool. Appreciate you coming on the show, man. It's YTC. It's the King.
Peace, YTC, man. I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, man. Put an applause on it.
Nice guard, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. We just wanted to get into a few questions and talk to you a little bit, man.
Absolutely.
As soon as this long ass applause go off, there you go. Hey, yo, my first question though is corpus delicti.
Right.
Can you tell me what that means?
That's Latin for law, means nobody, no crime.
That's
you know,
dope.
because I've been studying law for the past I'm gonna say like 8 years. So even my last album was like Sojourn,
you know what I mean? Yeah, right.
Autonomy, you know what I mean? That's all law.
Oh, that's dope. That is dope. That's real dope. All right. So what made you apply that to the project though? Anything in particular?
I thought it was different. You know what I mean? Come from a different being as a creator, you know what I mean? You just want to think different out the box. And I ain't gonna go with, you know what I mean? I had, you know what I mean, like the regular title. Let's say you do something different. Somebody could at least look up that word or something. You get me?
Yeah, that's dope.
That's what I was dealing with at the time too.
Like, make them think a little bit.
Right. Absolutely.
Now, did that drive the whole like creating of the project, or is it, you know, because sometimes people come up with the title after they finish?
Nah, not really. Not really, King. Nah, absolutely not. It was just it's cohesive with it, but not really with it. You know what I mean? It's just some aspect. It's just like a aspect of my life. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. It's things I was going through in the street. Nobody no crime. You feel me? Like going through court trials and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that was a motivation for me, a drive to make another project.
Right.
So I just take. Anytime I go to a project, I just walk in my truth. I speak my truth. I speak what I've been through. Because everything I say on record is damn near 90% accurate.
And I can hear that. I can hear that.
Absolutely.
That was one of my main points that I brought up. You know, when I was doing my little review here earlier, was the content and the substance, and that's the word that I used was real. Like my man is speaking some real things right here. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, I just want to walk. Listen, listen, with everything going on, like things like my thing is originality first. You know what I mean? And I don't want to sound like nobody. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound like I don't want to do what nobody else is doing. You know, as an artist, that's just the artist in me first. You know what I mean? So I just want to stand apart when I stand apart. If they get it, they get it. I hope they get it. And it's for those who went through that lifestyle as I did.
Understand it, right?
You know what I mean? So, and that's why I come through. Like, that's my inspiration. I can draw back into real moments, real events, and take that and make it into something.
Right.
You know?
That's dope. So how, and you know, the segue into the next question, how would you describe your style of music?
Different. I just walk in my truth. It just, to me, music is a conversation, right?
Right.
If you get my story and how I came up, and because basically I give you all that in my album.
Right.
Every song has a meaning, unless I'm just, you know what I mean, on some real rap shit, like, you know what I mean, coming with a thought at that time. But that's how I just try to be different, man. I just try to walk my path, my light. You feel me? And hope somebody gets that. If it reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know what I mean? Yeah. 5 might tell 10. 10 might tell 20, and so on, etc.
Yeah,
no doubt. It's never random either. You can tell by when you listen to like I was telling him, Burning Soul. Like when you listen to a track, it's not random. That track is fire.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But the message is nuts if you listen to what's going on.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about a female.
Right.
I'm talking about the game.
Talking about the game, right?
I'm talking about the game.
Right.
That's how I felt. She you know what I mean? She was a chick. You know what I mean? Like, she promised me these things. That's the moment. That's the moment I'm telling y'all. I live the moments. The moments are truth.
That's dope,
especially for anybody that know me that came from the city.
Right.
You know, so it stands out a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Right. And you've been holding it down for the city for a long time, man. A long time.
Absolutely. I mean, I thank you, man. You too. You too. You know what I mean? Everybody, listen. It's New Brunswick is a city. It's a melting pot. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of everything. You know, and I like what's going on. I like what's going on. See, I like the youngins. I like the low-key breeze. The Tasha Haskins, Burn Bright. You know, I like it's King F. You know what I mean? LP Facts. I love what's going on.
And I see you fuse with them too. I see you reach out. You know what I'm saying? And you get them involved with what they're doing. That's dope too.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's real dope.
Because it was reaching out to me. You know, it was reaching out to me by my OGs like JC Live, Bean, Sly Born, rest in peace. Taquan, it was way older dudes than me, and Bean like is the one that influenced me. You know what I mean? Like, he got me. Like, I just thought at the time, like, when he came, as far as being a local artist, I never heard nobody putting songs like that together. Right. Like, full concepts, everything, punchline, metaphor, everything. And that inspired me. That inspired me to start writing.
See, that's dope. That's dope. And you already answered one. I didn't even have to ask you that question because you already answered that.
Absolutely. Listen, it was always, I tell people this, my influence for music always came from my city first.
Right.
Beyond anything else, because that's what I seen.
Right.
And I saw.
And that promoted you to be different too, also.
Right, but at a time when and at a time when I was running, I didn't think rap, like, man, fuck this rap shit. You know what I mean? Like, I was living the whole, you know what I'm saying? But I knew that was it though. You know what I mean? Right. I liked it. I loved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I still hear that. I still hear it. You know what I'm saying?
I still listen. I tell people, and this is real. This from the soul. Without making no money or no sales, this music was like therapy for me. It kept me grounded. Like, that's real. Because what I was going through is, I can't even explain it on this podcast right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's real, and I had to change. So that music was like self-therapy. You know what I mean? So it kept me grounded.
Yeah, we feel you, man.
Right.
I think musicians all have that sense of therapy when it comes down to making music, you know?
Right.
Absolutely.
It's just like an escape, you know, at times that you can't really mimic with anything else.
Nah.
That creativity. You know, I think it's just like creating something tangible from you know, from your emotions and from you know, putting that out in the universe. There ain't nothing like it, you know?
Absolutely.
And for people to receive it and then be able to relate to it and
to reach people. That's the other part of it too. Like, reaching people and making an impact on their lives through the music. I mean, that's another level to it. Like,
that's what Pac used to do for me. Pac had that.
Yeah.
When Pac would make certain songs, like when I was going through whatever I was going through young, I'll throw on that my Sony little Walkman, and I'll throw on that Pac, and I'll just zone out. And even though Pac to me wasn't like the best lyricist, what he spoke about was in depth, and it was real, and it resonated.
You know what I say? I say, right? Because you can't compare Pac and Big. I love them both. I'm
Right.
definitely a bigger fan of Pac, probably because he hit your heart. Big hit your mind.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
That's a
Big
fact.
had songs though that hit your heart.
That's
but
a
Pac was
good way to
always,
put it. I don't think I've ever heard
yeah,
anybody
Not
put it
like
that
yeah,
way, but that's dope.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
dope way to put it.
yeah.
That's actually a great way to put
Yeah.
it. That's and I think that's why. And I love Big too because Big had that flow.
Right.
Big
Being
had
from the
that
East
flow.
Coast, you know what I'm saying? Being from the East Coast, we get that because we come from that cloth. You know what I'm saying? Spitters and MCs. But Pop was just, to me, was like a great songwriter. Like, he put it together, man. You know what I mean? Like, it was different. It was different.
That's a good that's actually a good segue into one of the questions that I wanted to ask was, you know, as far as hip hop goes, who were some of your influences, or, you know, some of the MCs or rappers that, you know, you kind of, you know, looked up to, or, you know, that you listened to a lot back in the day?
See, it came from different eras, like being from my older brothers, like listening to, like, I was like real young, listening to what they was listening to. So like my brother AD, rest in peace, like he was a big fan of LL. He had like posters of Run DMC, MIRAK Kim, and Big Daddy. So I was a youngin' at the time, you know what I'm saying? So but it felt dope and it sounded dope.
Right.
As later on, I started getting into it. You know what I mean? As eras went by, I want to say the KRS Ones, like I said, Big Daddy Kane's, Rakim's. I'm just gonna go in the eras. Biggie, Nas, definitely Pac. Wu-Tang, definitely. Like
definitely
I just
Wu-Tang.
think, that whole thing, that Wu-Tang, like NWA, Ice Cube, Dre, Snoop. It's like this great music, man. You know what I'm saying? When it's put, even Eminem, like for real, like I'm a big fan of Eminem. Like no lie, man. Like yo, for real, like Locks, like it was a lot. Even Mace at one time. I'm just like, so it's a lot of different influences I had because just to see like the impact and studying longevity, like the older artists, like, you know, like the Jay and Nas, like how they still here and still able to do it at a high level. You know, probably not the sales, but a mental, like a conversation at a high level.
Like for
you know what I'm saying?
What, that actually brought up a question of mine too, because for the viewers that's watching, y'all gotta go check out his YouTube page. Because one thing about MIRAK, I always say, I'm always anxious to see a video from you, bro.
Hold up, man. Let me say something real quick, man.
Go ahead,
so
man. Go ahead.
When King sent me you the review, I checked out your website and I was scrolling through it, and then I come to this video. I'm like, yo, wait, what's this video about? And my man got an entire fucking movie on that shit. Like, it is a movie, yo. Please go check out my man's website.
All of them, though. All of them.
Yeah.
Like, all of them, yo.
Crazy, man.
Yo,
crazy.
Definitely your visual game is crazy.
See, but that's the thing. I'm like, what I'm explaining is the conversation, right? And the vision. I try to use the best vision that I'm provided with to use.
That's dope.
Scenery, treatments. I write my own treatments, you know what I mean? So scenery, and I just picture it. I like how I write it. I try to put it in.
Because these
absolutely.
These ain't your average music videos. You know, you guys got to take a look at my man's catalog, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy, man.
Appreciate it.
I love the video, and see that to me completes the puzzle, right? Because it's cool to listen to music.
Absolutely.
But when you see it, it brings it to a whole nother. Then you go back. You know, I gotta listen to the song again now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
See, and us as human beings, we in this new age, new technology, we visual people, so we have to see it. And when you see it, you might even get it 10 times better.
Right.
Because just it's a picture painted for you now.
Right.
Now
you know what I mean?
Now you get two sources of input. It's not just
absolutely.
Audio; it's the visual. So now you have an extra way of getting the vision out there, like, you know.
Right.
So I feel you on that.
Yo, man, you be killing that though. You be definitely killing that. I had another question for you real quick too, man.
Right.
Top 5 dead or alive, no particular order.
Oh damn, man.
I love this question.
Top 5 dead or alive, because that's. I mean, I'm not going to listen. So when I do top 5, right? Because I know it's impact. Sometimes people add sales, lyrics.
Just whatever your preference is. Like,
okay, so listen,
I'm up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. First of all, I'm gonna have to go with my city foremost, right? My city. I'm gonna go with the OG JC Live. I'm gonna go with Taquan. Yeah,
shout out to
I'm gonna go with
Taquan.
Taquan. No, not older Taquan from Uptown.
Okay.
Todd Diesel.
Yeah, I know Todd Diesel. Yep.
And I'm gonna go with Santino.
The voice.
Hella right. The voice.
Yeah. Santino
Absolutely.
nasty. Goodness gracious.
So
all about Santino.
Then those three, like I said, now I want to add all these like into one. Like that's my favorite top to my city, right? But then I want to add, like the Pop, Biz, and Big and Nas. That's the regular. I can't. That's the ones that influence me more. You know what I mean? Like on every angle, on every level.
Yeah, because with Pop, Big, and Nas, you get the songwriting, you get the flow, you get the delivery, and you get the storytelling. They cover all the bases. Now I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree, man. YT, man.
So we actually got a question from the chat. Somebody is asking you, how do you balance music and law?
Oh, it's easy. It's just like you studying for anything. Like writing. Like I don't write, right? So even with court, right? Memorizing something. Like if I was to go to court, represent myself, right? Like say like for a traffic ticket. I don't write nothing down because me being a rapper, I can remember it and understand it and break it down.
Right.
So it goes hand in hand with me because I am an avid researcher for history, law, business, whatever it is in that field, I study it. I've always been that way.
Right.
So that's why you can hear different parts of me because I study each aspect of that.
Right. And you can hear the intellect too. Like even in the rhymes or the way I was telling why, like how you articulate certain things, like your rhyme pattern is different than a regular rapper. Like you'll hear how people wait for the downbeat to drop a line, the rhyme with the one before. With you sometimes I noticed you'll rhyme like two joints back to back, and the last line might not even rhyme, it come back. It's unorthodox. You know what I'm saying?
That brings it back to all those influences. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What kind of it was there with me already, but what you know what I mean? Like looking at the game and studying the game from an artist, a rapper, and an MC, because they all three are different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just studying that aspect. I try to merge it all together. Like this is what I tell people, right? Well, Big was an MC and a rapper. And when I meant an MC, like lyrically, you get there, right? But with a rapper, you the punch like everything different. That hip hop, he really give you that hip hop, but he mixed the both together. You know what I'm saying? Even with the street and rap, like he mixed it well together. I think the best I even did it like that. Then Jay caught it on later on doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can hear it because Jay's song started to elevate once he started to do that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
And as artists, we're all three of us are artists. We've been in those shoes before when you're trying to develop content and you want to stand out. One of the main things like I would do is what can I write about today? Because I don't, battling and all that shit is cool, but that that has nothing to do with like actual song content.
Right.
I would sit there and I'll be there for like, and I write fast. It don't even take them. I have a thought and I'll just go. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the flow don't even come right away, but the subject does. You know what I mean? So trying to paint around the picture that you see, it's dope, man. I love that part of the culture. I love that part.
Yeah, and I think that's the kind of stuff that reaches people too. That touches people.
Right. It does. It does. It does.
That's the ones that they could relate to. That's the ones that they get inspired by. That's the one. That's the kind of stuff that that change people's lives. Pretty much. So
I agree. Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. And see, and I think that was one thing that stuck out about you, because even not just this album, I think it was Autonomy. I think it was.
Autonomy.
Which album had the slave joint on there?
Oh, that was that was Food for Thought.
Oh, that was Food for Thought.
Yeah, that was Food for Thought.
That joint was crazy. I actually remember a show I went to. It was a while ago, a long time ago, when you was doing no, my Lord.
Oh yeah.
Had the whole
what's the name of that song?
Jumping.
Yeah, my Lord, my Lord of Autonomy.
Lord.
Yeah.
That was on Autonomy.
That was Autonomy. Yeah.
Yo, that joint was crazy in the building. Like, and those room shake, and that's what I noticed about this in particular project. You got room shakers on there, and like YT had pointed out before, he was saying the hooks on there, like it's hooks you can automatically hear on the radio.
Yo, MIRAK, that was one of my highlights. Was I really think you got a knack for hooks, man. Like every hook on there was it's just those hooks that you know I could hear people repeating, chanting, singing along to. It's what a hook should be. Like you compose the hook like a hook should be. You know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate that.
all of them
that's
too.
crazy. Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, on all of them.
Down the line.
Yep. And the joint that you got with King 40, what's that? Y'all Ain't Low?
Yeah,
I like
y'all
that
ain't
song
low.
too. 40 killed that too, man. He got
the features was dope too, man.
Yeah.
40.
That's all artists from the city.
Yeah.
That's all artists from the city.
So yeah, I mean, I dropped the link to the album in the chat. You know, for all the people watching and listening,
Right.
You know, go check that out. His other albums are there too. So Autonomy, and then I don't know how to pronounce.
So George.
But all of that is you know, on that Spotify link that I linked to in the chat. So please,
yes,
you know,
sir.
if you tune
check
in,
them out.
go check them out.
Yeah, listen to check. I just tell people, listen, if you understand the conversation, you'll get it. You sit with it, you'll get it.
Yeah.
You know, either or, you're gonna get it. You know,
Yeah.
it's something you could pull from it. Something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I agree, man. I also dropped the link for the video in the chat too. Y'all get a chance, go check that out. Show some love, show some support, man. It's a dope project, you know what I mean? Love it. I love it.
I appreciate it. I love what y'all doing too, man. This is dope.
Appreciate it, man. I mean,
I love it.
This was a thought, man. I called my man up like, yo, man, let's do a podcast. He was like, yo, I'm with it. And we've been working on it.
And you know, MIRAK, I think the real interesting thing about this is, like, we say this on every show, is that, you know, me and King, we kind of are on different lanes in terms of music. So we trying to reach more people that, you know, wouldn't normally listen to, you know, this genre of music or this kind of music, to actually tap in and give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? And just give a platform for artists that wouldn't normally reach this kind of crowd. You reach this crowd, and then you see for yourself, you know, just to give everybody, you know, a positive platform that they could reach people. So yeah.
But you know, right now, y'all definitely right about that, like that platform. Because listen, if you had a machine about you, a machine backing you, it'd be different.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
So you got to deal with the people. You got to deal with the energy. Right. So how y'all doing it? Y'all doing it right, and it's only gonna get better and go higher. You feel me?
Appreciate that, man. We appreciate it, and we appreciate brothers like you for taking out the time to have a conversation with us, man.
Listen, it's one thing about me, man. Listen, I'm a humble dude, man, and I don't forget where I come from. I never will, because I have principles, I have morals, I have codes that I stand by. You know what I mean? And that was always instilled in me by my older brothers. You know what I mean? So that's not gonna leave me at all.
That's a fact, man. I respect it. You got anything new coming up? What's next for you?
Working with you, getting these you know what I mean, getting these working with you, because that Burning Soul was definitely on that list.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know I'm with
that
it, man.
Burning Soul is definitely on that list, so that's gotta be crazy.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it gotta be crazy, man. So I'm gonna do like probably 2 or 3 more off the album. Then I'm gonna shoot the next project, probably like an EP or something. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put it together. I'm gonna go back to my original producer out here, The Noise. You know what I mean? That's always my go-to guy. So we ain't working a while, so I'm thinking this, putting something together with him. Quick EP. You know what I mean? And see how I play out. We're gonna brainstorm.
Right.
We're gonna brainstorm. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna see which direction I'm gonna go. But like I said, it's just thoughts. It's just thoughts and what I could pull from.
No doubt, man. I respect it, man. You already know, man. I can't wait for that. What happened? We just went dark. YT still there?
Yeah. I don't see YT. Yeah. Oh, YT. I don't see him though.
Oh,
yeah, he did go dark.
Yeah, but like I said, man, I just appreciate you taking the time. I mean, I know you're a busy man, but is there anything you want to plug before, you know, we get you out of here, man?
Yeah, just follow the real MIRAK.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead, YT. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, like, all the socials, you know, where people can find you.
On Facebook, Kareem Rozelle. That's my government. Of course, people don't know Kareem is spelled MIRAK backwards. That's how I came up with the name.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah,
I never knew that. That's dope.
And I ain't gonna say that, but I was somewhere far. I came with that name. You know what I mean? So that way.
Word.
The Real MIRAK on IG, The Real MIRAK on Twitter, Snapchat, MIRAK Knife God. And also, man, listen, log on to MIRAK music.com. I got the merch there. Got the
Yeah,
clothing line
MBS.
popping.
Yep.
Envious, absolutely. No
Yep.
victory is one without us.
That's dope,
You know what
man.
I mean?
That's dope.
That's super dope, man. Entrepreneur, man. I
Yeah.
told you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yo, man, I
Listen, man,
appreciate you,
got to,
bro.
man. I appreciate y'all, man. Listen,
We gon-
once again, thanks for having me. Listen,
Absolutely. Now you
got
good.
applause, you know what I
That
mean?
applause.
I'm learning, you know?
Yo, so are we.
Listen, and thanks for critiquing the album. Listen, man, listen. I went for all the critiquing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
man.
from two different aspects of the mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? Left, right.
Yeah.
The yang effect, man. It gotta happen. You know what I
Gotta
mean?
have
So
balance,
That's
man.
dope.
you gotta have balance,
Yeah.
man. So my thing is, like I said, man, like I just hope it reaches somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather
Yeah.
somebody than nobody.
That's a fact.
Facts.
You know?
I agree with you totally, wholeheartedly, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
I think that's where everything come full circle. So I think it just pushes everything forward. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's the whole point of what we're doing here. You know, for people, I mean, like I said, every week is a challenge for. We never know who we gonna get.
Yeah,
He
man.
had no
It's
idea who
crazy.
he was gonna get.
It's crazy.
So
And you know what this gives me too? Because I've been a loner. So, right, a lot of people don't, even if they don't know me or they don't try to get to know me or they think of other things probably why, you know what I mean? But this gets me to show people my personality.
Right.
And I talk, I speak. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm a humble dude, man. Listen, you can ask me anything. I understand and understand and I overstand. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
spoken like a
man,
real
I
5%
appreciate
over there.
y'all, man. Listen, I salute y'all, man. I salute y'all.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
Until next time, man. The king over here, MIRAK, man. The real MIRAK, man. Give him one more round of applause, man. I appreciate you, King. Absolutely.
I appreciate y'all, man.
We'll be in touch, man.
Absolutely, man. Anytime, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, that was the King MIRAK, man. Ninth God over here.
Man.
That was dope, man.
Yeah, that was dope, man. And that's another thing that I like about this, man, is that, just like MIRAK was saying, man, not only, I mean, are we providing, we trying to provide the platform for people, also getting into the minds of the artists, you know what I'm saying? And getting into the personalities and seeing, letting people see, who the artist actually is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you get
that's the best part.
I love that, man. I love that.
Yeah, man. That's why I said it's a conversation. It's not a debate. It's not a contest. It's a conversation, man.
Yeah.
And with the music, it evokes conversation anyway, especially if it's good music. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like the polarizing of the artists and it's not a comparison either. You know what I'm saying? It's just two different, like you said, it's the left and it's the right. It's order, it's chaos, it's the balance of everything. So the fact that I never know who I'm gonna get and you never know who you gonna get, I think it creates that dynamic.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it, man.
Yeah, I think that is dope.
So we ran we ran over with that one as well.
Right? So, and then BAYANI, he's in the room.
BAYANI, what's good, man? Yeah, we hopping on soon. How we want to do this? Do we want to do it like we did Key last week, or I mean, we running over? You want to do a real quick rundown?
Yo, BAYANI, bear with us, man. Let's do this rundown real quick, and then we'll bring you in.
All right, BAYANI, give us a few. I know we said 9:15, but we're gonna let my man K run through this real quick. Hopping into the second artist of the hot list.
Yeah.
All right, second artist of the hot list, BAYANI.
Give me some background on BAYANI, man.
Straight out of Shaolin, man. So
Shaolin?
Yeah, man. Straight out of Staten Island, New York. So
that's dope.
So I wanted to bring BAYANI in because I've kind of I've known him for a while.
Okay.
He's been doing music for even when I was rapping, like I don't even know how long. It's just way back in the day, and we actually reconnected I want to say like last year, as far as you know, on the music tip, I started to get back into producing, you know, a little bit more, and then we kind of crossed paths and we just started building from there. So
Right.
I started, checking into his music, of course, and yeah, man, I just started digging, and we started getting a good relationship going on. We would build at times, and I'd send him beats, he'd send me songs, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I wanted to bring him on, because he's one of the dudes that I kind of know is really, on his grind and doing things the right way. And
Right.
and he's a real creative dude, and I thought it would just be a good choice to put him on, and,
Nah,
and,
that's
and let
dope.
you let you kind of review. So, with that being said, we're gonna jump into the
Jump
sound
into
bite.
some of his mouth. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Let's jump into
Me,
it.
but tell me what's the point? You didn't empower me, energy that I avoid. I make boundaries, yeah. Ain't a fake bone in me, check my DNA, yeah. I've been on the grind, I do this every day, yeah. Serious inquiries with me, I'm on the chase. Talent that you can't deny, I do this every day, yeah. Why they showing love on the low, they really hate, yeah. Let's go. You remind me of Sade, no wonder in love. Would you cherish the day? Marinated for months, make money fly away. Trust me, you'll be able to say you trust me. Changes, evolving in my lesson. Pray for my enemy, yeah. Send him a blessing, yeah. Send him a blessing, send him a blessing, yeah. Hands together, we pray like archangels with 100 wings. Mind processing 100 things at the same time. We still wanting things, putting in work, put on the earth, talking to God, and the bushes are burned, bridges are burned.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, yo, before I even start this review, the crazy shit about this situation is, prior to me knowing you,
Mm-hmm.
I never knew another Filipino that could rap like that. It ain't got nothing to do with race. I'm just saying,
We
like
out
most
here,
of the
though,
ones
man.
I've known,
We out
they
here,
sing. Y'all mad musical.
Yeah,
they sing and all that.
We
So,
out here, man.
but yeah, let's jump into the review, man. All three of them joints are out. Those are my favorite joints on the whole project. Changes, we gonna get into that, but I want to start by saying his beat choices was great. It complemented the style. It complemented the voice and the cadences. So I think, and then like I said, he threw me for a loop when Changes came on. I said, I didn't expect that. So I love that fact. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it complemented his flow and his cadences. I like how he reps his culture on most of the records too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's important. You know what I mean? Because then now you're getting to know where he's from. And even the indigenous references and stuff like that. I had to go find out. Like, yo, where you from? That's why I called you. Like, yo, he's not from. You know what I'm saying? Where this guy from? And so, that was dope. He got a distinct sound. His sound is very distinct. I can hear it like, and this is beyond hip hop. Like I can hear, like, especially like on a song like Changes, you can hear that on Z100. Like even if he was to do an album with just those type of records, he can kill that.
He got
lane.
that potential to do that, man.
What?
Yeah.
He can murder that lane.
Yeah.
We talk about record sales. That's what we talk about.
That shit is crazy.
It's crazy, bro, because just the whole concept of the song is visual for me. Being that I'm a cinematographer, I see it. So that's dope. I like the melodic hooks that he have on here. Those hooks stand out to me the most. Blessings, that hook is fire. The message on Blessings is dope. You know what I'm saying? It's like pray for my enemies. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Like he got a lot of righteous talk on here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of righteous talk on here. He ain't just killing anybody. He ain't just smoking and drinking his life away. He got something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't about it. You know what I mean? It's just
and
that's refreshing.
That, I mean, that was one of the things too that we kind of click on too is just his love for representing the culture, and not just hip hop, like Filipino culture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Pinoy culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I hear it, and you hear it, and that was one of the things I thought was dope. He got a vintage flow too when he rap. When he rap, like outside of the trap shit, because even we understand that trap is a part of the culture now, right? It's a subgenre of the culture, right? So we accept it. So the thing is, though, with trap music, you got to do something creative for me to listen to it.
Yeah.
Rather than do the same copy and paste thing. So what I like about it is that even like on Blessing with him and Nitty, the message was dope. You know what I'm saying? So I respect it. So I like that. I think you can tell he's an MC at heart. You know, because when you can go from a record like Check My DNA to Changes, you know, that song, you can hear the songwriter in him, right? But when you go through some of the other records, you can tell that he's an MC.
Yeah.
And all of that.
And like to add, you know, like the musicality, like, you know, you could tell my man has some musicality, like, you know, it's crazy. Like, just like you said, you know, going from these different kinds of tracks, you know, you could just tell with some of the hooks and some of the cadences,
yeah.
You know, Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I hate to keep pointing that song out, but yo, I've been jamming to that shit literally for like 3 or 4 days. But it reminds me of something like Weeknd or Drake would hop on. And incorporate that in the album. You know, Drake could have some spitting some hard shit, and then he'll hit you with one of those. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gonna hit the billboard real quick, then we'll go back to the spitting. So I like that. It sounded like it had like an electric house sound to it a little bit, which is pretty dope. I like how he harmonizes on his verses under his main vocals. That's dope. I like that because it gives the vocals a little bit more texture. You know what I'm saying? So I've heard that. That's just, I like the way that sound. Every record seemed to have a message. Chemical War is a change of pace. I like how Chemical War came on. I like the beat on there. That was dope. I like the message on there. And Type to Type. That's dope too. Type to Type is dope because that's a dope message.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how common that is. And I wouldn't even think to even make a song like that. So that if you can write something that I wouldn't think of, because I'm so out of the box when I think about the things I think about when I'm writing, that's dope because I was impressed with that.
That's like present day shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a fact.
That's relatable.
Twitter fingers, man. Yeah. People like that's like when you about to get in a fight, somebody you always making your man hold you back. Yo, hold me back, man, hold me back. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those records. But if I were to give any critique on there, I think I'll be in line with what you said earlier. Is the mix. See, the thing about the mix is sometimes things need to be all in your face vocally, and then sometimes things need to sit back in the mix. Now, I don't know where he's recording or anything like that. I don't care about all that, but you know, sometimes I think, and I'm real picky when it comes to a mix because the way you're bumping my ride is how I know if it's good music or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so when changes,
a good mix can translate to anywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Phone, car, speaker, whatever. Yeah. Now, if you start to move around to different devices and you listening, and then I forgot what song it was, but one of the songs, it seemed like the hook was squeezed. When it came to the hook, where it seemed like he going off, where you need to let it go, it seemed like it was being squeezed. I forgot the actual song that was. I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't. But it's minor stuff. I mean, like I said, we can critique things all day, but the positive thing, the thing I took from this the most was the message. The beat is crazy. He's super talented. Like I said, if I wanted to give any critique, it would probably have to do with the mix. And in the trap, I don't want to say the trap flow, but you know, like I said, that if you're gonna do trap, be a little bit more creative with it. So I guess that's where the flow came into play. And I ain't knocking it because the song is still dope.
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted to give some kind of critique. I don't want to just say like, you know, just give you all these positives and can't give you no other kind of feedback. But other than that, man, the record is dope, man. Easily relatable. Let's bring them in, man. Talk to them.
I actually linked the record in the chat. So anybody that's in the chat that want to check it out, you know, go check out that link. We're gonna bring them in right now. Hold up. BAYANI.
Yo.
He's connecting to audio right now. There you go. What's good, homie? Peace. Peace. Yo,
I'm gonna turn it off.
Yeah.
I was just watching that. Pardon.
Hold on. We're gonna give you this long ass applause right quick. Hold up.
Yeah. Give me that applause,
man. You gotta wait too, cause this shit
go on forever. Word.
Yo, thank you for coming on, fam.
Appreciate you, man.
Peace.
Yeah, man. So like, sorry we ran a little bit late. We ran a little over, a little 10 minutes late. But so let's get this interview kicked off right off the bat. So can you explain the BAYANI soundtrack and kind of how that came about, the whole project, and the thoughts behind it?
Yeah, actually, the BAYANIs, and thank you for the feedback, man. There was a lot of great points that I felt was definitely on point. I had the same mixes. I felt like maybe I should have gave it like a third
now,
ear.
Are you mixing them yourself?
No, I have a dude named Lyrics Really though.
Okay.
Runs through him usually. But
he did a good job. He did a good job. I felt your voice, first of all, especially on like the singing cadence, the harmony, your harmonies, those joints cut through, right? So as an engineer, when it comes to the hook, the hook's supposed to be the biggest thing on the song. So I would never squeeze the hook when it came to the hook. I would let it go. You know what I'm saying?
I wish you knew which song it was. I would have loved to.
I'm about to look at it. I'm about to find out.
Like maybe up or the outro probably. Those are the only hooks. I was like, yo, or maybe even BAYANI Lo-Fi, the first track.
Was it BAYANI Lo-Fi?
Man, I was digging that. I don't know what you talking about, K.
No, that one is good.
Right there.
It might be off of this.
The last joint, because there was really no chorus in there.
Okay. Which one am I? Maybe it wasn't
like straight like a DMX intro like style. It was just like go straight in and then straight out. Straight out, Juggernaut, run through it.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna email it to. I'm gonna text it to you.
So let's get back. Just give a little background to anybody that's watching. What went on with the BAYANI soundtrack. Where it came from, and all that.
Soundtrack's been in the works for a little while. Like the original art was drawn in like 2016. I had mad records that I wanted to release, but we ended up like just kind of like moving on to doing just my own music, because it was kind of hard for me to merge the music and the comic book in the beginning.
Oh,
but
facts.
Hold up. So
you're moving too fast.
Yeah. So the people watching, the people watching and listening, they don't really know the whole deal. So. You could,
Facts.
You know what? Let's go into the comic book. If that helps you explain the album a little bit more.
Word.
Because I don't think people listening actually know about the comic book side. So let's break that down too, man.
All right. So I started writing a comic book called The Realest BAYANI in 2016. It was like 3 years after the death of my cousin, and after that, it was kind of like a creative tribute to his soul. So I resurrect his soul to become the protagonist, Marlon Ramos. So that's BAYANI, and I give him my cousin. I kind of incorporate some of his life into it. He was a real fan of hip hop, loved promoting me at every show I was at. He's like, yo, you got to listen to my cassette, man.
That's that Filipino accent, K.
Word.
But he was like that. He was like a Filipino cat that went to Cali. You know what I'm saying? He kind of picked up the American culture from out there, kind of got it in gangs. And this was the 90s. This was like the Eazy-E, Dr. Dre kind of days. They were they not the G thing kind of way.
Yeah.
So like Filipino with the khaki pants, shades, and like red
with the button up dickies.
He was like a Filipino blood. So in the book, I put him where he comes back from the military and he comes back as a goonie. Like he didn't want to work for the government or anybody like that. He just followed like a shorty, and he kind of got caught in that Samson Delilah.
That's dope.
So he gets brought into the underworld, which he tried to avoid, but love. He's like, so like the love story for that hero is kind of like he's a sucker for love. Like he fell for shorty because she got that good, you know what I mean? I'm about to put some dirty work in, and so whatever. So soundtracking this comic book I felt was so key around the same time of its development. Black Panther's going on, and crazy because I'm digging into my ancestral roots, and the overall culture is also going into this. Hey, check out ancestry.com with like Chadwick Boseman. Boseman, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Like back. You know what I'm saying? Dang, moment of silence.
Absolutely.
Facts. So in memory of, you know what I'm saying, of that nature of just like digging into your ancestral connections. And
right.
When I was writing Bayani, I really got sucked into pre-colonial Philippines, before the Spanish influence, before the American colonization, or how they flipped it where they were fighting for us and then they really just wanted the and the resources. It really made me dig into what a Filipino really comprises of. And building upon that, like it was deeper than just taking colors and parts of the culture and then just making it something else. It was like making it through that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like kind of sewing the very fabric of, you know, great grandparents, like, and even like thinking of Marlon and the same thing, like kind of sewing his personality into the character.
Giving it personality. I hear it.
Yeah, that's why like the series is gonna be like a 5-issue origin series. It's not gonna be as simple, you know, throw the mask on and, you know, just that's how he started fighting. There's like a psychology behind it, a whole.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, man.
It gives him an identity. But see, I hear, and that's what I was saying, like, you can hear the indigenous representation on the records. You can hear that. That's what you're connecting to. Because certain things you said, I'm like, yo, I call Verb, like, yo, is he speaking to Gala?
I'm not.
Yeah, he's speaking to Gala. Because, yo, I used to work, when me and Verb used to work at the job a long time ago, with other Filipinos there. So I kind of picked up. I'm like, yo, see, that's why I had to find out where you was from.
Yeah.
So Verb was like, yeah.
He hit me up and he was like, yo, man, you know, is this dude Filipino? I'm like, yeah, man. Like, you know, so I had to break it down to him. Like, yeah, man, you know, and he represents the culture well, man. Like, you know,
yeah, man, you do.
You know, the real life, you know, like you said, pre-colonial, you know, times, like, you know, that real shit, like before Spanish rule and before all that, you know, that's what he on. So, and I love what he represents.
And I love it, man. I love it.
I knew we had to have him on.
Also with the righteous talk, like I like the righteous talk. Like you're not drawn from a ill place. You're drawn from like a righteous point of view, perspective on things, and I like that. Like blessings. Like blessings is dope. Like, cause everybody ain't praying for their enemies. Just know that. It takes a higher standard of a human being to be able to do that, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think like that, like I feel like you and Nitty killed that. So I thought that was dope how you put that, because that hook is dope. That's another thing too, Verb. The hooks on here was amazing. Yeah, like foot on your neck is dope too.
Facts, man. Yo, my man got hooks for days too, man. My man got hooks for days. And he a machine, bro. Like, this motherfucker will bang out like fucking 5 tracks a week. One for every fucking weekday, man. Like,
that's my type of work. I love that. Yeah. But that's that work though, man. That's that creative energy that you can't put like a name or number on it. You don't choose when you create. It just comes to you. You know what I'm saying? And I like Chariots. Chariots was dope too now. Chariots was dope. I mean, yo, you got some heat, man. I mean, it's undeniable. I told Verb too, if I could play one record all day, it'd be Changes.
Facts. Thank you.
Remind me of Sade.
Yo, that's my man's. Mark, that's my man's favorite line. This motherfucker was singing that shit
all day, kid.
On the phone, like he hit me up just singing that song. Like,
yeah, I'm like, yo, that shit is so hard.
So I mean, I think that kind of segues us into another conversation too that you brought up, Kay, was that. Like, yo, man, you got that lane. You got that potential to hop in that lane and just fucking go fucking
and coast.
Yeah.
Listen, if you was
down that lane,
pardon me, Verb, but if you, Bayani, was, and this is how I know you for the craft, right? If you was focused on just the money, you can take a song like that and make a whole record. Just that song.
That should go crazy.
As a single, get the visual and ride that shit, and I guarantee you it'll hit somewhere, right?
Read.
You probably could do a whole album like that if you wanted to. The beat choice, it ain't no regular hip hop beat. It got like that electric vibe to it, right? But you can hear like that. You can hear it in the club, rave, whatever the case may be. But it means something.
Yeah.
And then the tone, the cadence on there, fire. In the end, I guarantee you, it's something that people can resonate. Somebody's gonna be singing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know
they're gonna be singing that same line, bro.
That line I've been singing all day long. They be waiting for that shit.
Remind me of Sade.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
bro.
that was the other thing too. He was like, man, yo, what is up with y'all Filipinos and y'all singing it and rapping?
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy. I'm like, yo, y'all got the cheat code.
And you know why? You know why? Because we got karaoke at every fucking house party. That's why.
Karaoke. It's like the dojo. You was born into the karaoke dojo.
Word.
They throw you in that bitch.
But see, the dope part about that is it brings the music to life, right? So now you take a record like that, right? And that's why I say I know it ain't really all about the money. I mean, of course we like to get paid for what we love to do, right? But if it was solely about the money, you can take that and run with a whole list of those. You know, but you show your versatility, and like you said, it is a soundtrack. So that right there, I hear the movie start or something, you know, something suspenseful happens in the movie. This is the soundtrack behind it.
I see Savvy in the chat too. Savvy, if you got any links to, you know, to the comic book, to any music, throw that up in the chat too.
Shout out Savvy, shout out Stace in the building.
Yeah.
Word. Shout out to everybody showing some love, man.
Oh, what just happened?
Oh, what happened?
Uh-oh.
There you go. But, yeah, man.
Appreciate
that
feedback.
I love it. Nah, no doubt. I appreciate the records like that. I love good music. So like even I was telling MIRAK when he was just on, like I like some of the hooks that MIRAK came with, it's like it's undeniable. You know what I'm saying? When you hear
I like I got to put some ears to it.
Yeah, because sometimes when I hear people who have records and that be the main piece that be missing, but I'm like, how you missing that? That's like missing the salt on a steak.
You know what? Yo, hooks is an art form too, man, all in itself, man. That
true.
Takes another, you know, level, another gear. You know what I'm saying? Like hook, like to create hooks consistently, that I mean, you know, that takes
it ain't easy.
Level. Yeah, it's not.
It ain't easy. That's why I said he turned to Super Saiyan. When I heard change, I like, I'll forget it. That was crazy. Turned into a Super Saiyan. Yo, for real. Cause it's just in the lyrics behind it. You know what I'm saying? It threw me off. But I mean, I don't want to just stay on that track either, because Foot on Your Neck was dope too. But I like for the most part, it's an all around great project.
I was gonna say changes. That's how I read my comic book. Like when I read my comic book, I was like, what track really plays? And I saw changes through the whole joint. I was like, damn, this Marlon needs changes. He needs to change his decision making. He's a horrible.
Yo, but you had to be. What kind of zone was you in that day when you wrote that? Did you know it was gonna come out like that? Because sometimes I get chills when I write shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was given the beat by a director, one of my original directors. He shot my videos like in the early 2000s, like 2008, 2010. And his name is Noisemaker Media, but he changed his producer name to Curiente, which means so he likes to do like he was doing like experimental, like
abstract stuff,
tribe housey, kind of like, you know, electronic stuff. And when I heard it, like I like songwriting, like I'm a songwriter. So when I heard like Drake's like whole career, I was like, yo, I could write for this guy. Like I need some, you know, guy that's next to him needs to be like, yo, you need to hear BAYANI and bring me out to the show. Let me write the
Told you, Verb. I hear that. You can hear that, man.
Yeah. You heard the weekend vibes, right? Yeah, these are people that I imagine actually taking it to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that all comes with knowing you can make that music, you know?
Right.
Definitely,
absolutely.
Man. So, yo, let's jump into some of the other questions that we usually ask our artists now. So now, who were some of your influences as far as music goes?
As far as making music, I was really a fan of Nas, of course, and shout out, right? I mean, that's gonna every guy that's a lyricist, like he's gonna say Nas. I'm gonna say Jay because I'm from Brooklyn, so you know I got a little bit of a yeah, facts. I was born in Sunset Park, so it's just crazy that movie at Fredro's and there's no scenes. Park. Like I'm like, yo, why?
It's time to get live. Joint, I love that.
Like the Latin King and shit. Word. But nah. So like Nas, I would say Black Thought. I love the Roots. They're the ones that told me to never do what they do.
Love that joint too, man.
Yeah, that's my shit. Things fall apart.
That always told me to never put fake money in a video. Like never. How much you want to look like you popping? Don't
He's so
do
slept
it.
on too, man. I feel like Thought. Like,
yeah,
I feel like
I don't even know how you can sleep on him.
Yeah, I just feel like he is though, man. When it comes to the conversation, when it comes to the conversation, you don't really hear people say Black Thought, man. You know, like.
But, I mean, that means the people who have the conversation is retarded or they unimportant. They're not really culture people, because it's no way you can say you don't bring him in the conversation. Look what he did to Flex. He smashed Flex.
Oh, that shit was crazy.
5 Alive.
Yeah, I would have never even want to rap. I was like, yo, Black Thought rapped on that mic. All right, yeah, we gotta take that one up out of here. We gotta bury that shit. Bury that shit, because what he did on Flex, the only other person who did that on Flex was probably Lux. To me, that was it. And that others, nobody wants to rap after Black Thought. Son. That's the dude in the cypher. He's the bully. That's the dude in the cypher you don't want to get in cypher with. And I rap with anybody. I see Black Thought coming, I'm out.
He was in the BT cyphers with M, no?
Yeah.
Speaking of other influence next to Black Thought, was how Mos Def, a super lyricist like Mos Def, was able to transition into theater type singing into hip hop. Like Umi says to like one of those joints that showed that he was like mad unexpected. I'm so used to him doing like the Black Star stuff and doing little vocal shits, but to hear Umi says and I was like, yo, I need to write songs like that. So when I saw a Raucous record star Mos Def be on a Jordan commercial, my mind was blown. Like an underground rapper, backpacker could be in a Jordan commercial. That's crazy.
Nah, you right. Hey, yo, I don't mean to, somebody just said in the chat too, Arson, and Surf did they think, should you know what? I don't even mean to switch subject, but Surf did his thing on I-95, on the I-95 show. His Flex freestyle was all right. Arsh killed it too, but Arsh, Black Thought, like, you can't even see my hand on the screen. That's it's levels, bro. It's definitely levels, bro. Black Thought, it's different. If you listen to what he was talking about, it's crazy.
Facts. He's lordship.
Yeah, but go ahead. I'm listening.
No. I ain't mean to cut you off, Bayani, but like, so you said Black Thought. Was that it? Anybody else that come to mind as far as
Nas, definitely Pharrell. I love his singing. I like applying the rap. Plus, he had his Filipino boy Chad Hugo in the building. You know?
Yeah, the nerds. That's the nerds.
Made me like Pharrell a lot.
Right.
Who else? West Coast. I would say like, who was one of my faves in the West Coast? I used to love listening to,
Chico the Barge.
Yo, Ken, you a fool for that one, man. You a fool.
Yeah, I'm playing. Yeah, you set yourself up for that one.
Man. Yo, don't sleep on Chico the Barge, though, man.
Nah, I rock with Chico the Barge. Nah, I rock with Chico. Nah, go ahead. My bad.
Anyway, you have to go down that list, you know?
Yeah. No, but I think we get the gist. I think the viewers get the gist.
Yeah,
that's
no doubt.
That's what's up, man.
I can appreciate that. What so can you explain what Bayani means?
Bayani means hero or national icon in Tagalog. And that's dialects of the Philippines. It was funny because I was explaining this to somebody. I was like in an NFT room and they were just kind of chopping it up with me about minting Bayani, but they were like, introduce yourself. And I introduced it with a Puerto Rican kid saying, yo, Mark, because he saw an image of me that was illustrated and I posted it. And he was like, yo, you should make a comic called Bayani. And I was like, Bayani, what the fuck is that? And he's like, hero, bro. And I'm like, huh? He's like, bro, it's Bayani. Nobody ever said Bayani to me. He's like, bro, it means hero. And I'm like, how is a Puerto Rican kid telling me what my language means?
Right.
And I kicked in that I was like, I gotta get in tune. I'm really out the loop, like, you know.
Nah, that's a dope. It's dope name. It fits though. Like if I didn't know what it mean and I hear it, it sound like a superhero, a dope superhero name. So that's dope.
Facts. Thank you.
Yeah, I respect it. Hey, so I wanted to ask another question too, Verb, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
All right, so give me your top 5, no particular order. Your top 5, dead or alive.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
My homegirl all the time. I'm always like, yo, top 5 dead or alive. Too much. I pretty much said like most. I said, I would say Nas, Jay, Pun.
That's a new one.
Yeah, Pun.
Yeah, Pun, because I say that Pun is like a mix of Eminem and Biggie. So to me, I don't even got to pick Biggie or M, but I'm gonna say Big after Pun, and only because he's a combination of two.
Right. You know? That's dope. That's a dope ass way to look at that. Verb, what you think? I ain't never heard nobody look at it like that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I think that's cheating right there, though.
Oh man,
that's dope. I like that.
Nah, that is dope,
I like
though.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, what was that? 3, 4?
That was 3. So you said Nas, right? You said Pun.
Pun.
You said Pac, right?
Nah, Biggie.
No, you didn't say Pac. You said Big. But all right, and you said M and Big is Pun together, but you was kind of cheated on that one. But go ahead. We gonna go. Go ahead.
Big Pun. Big L.
Okay.
Yes, it's the dead ones are always almost like precede. Like I'll be like, I want to say Black Thought, but I'm like, nah, I think I want Big L there.
Yo, that's a hard choice though. Now I ain't gonna hold you like
Black Thought is showing he got longevity, like, and he's dangerous.
Right.
Like some dude that's nice at spitting words, but something about the way the whole spitter persona comes off is so. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like some people cornballs, like something about this man corny, like you know what I mean? But then there's dudes that are like when they spit, like, wow, like I really don't want to like battle this dude.
The way certain people put syllables together, right? And still land. Like say even if ain't no beat going and you still connect syllables to where you know if you was to put that on a beat, it will land perfectly. Black Dog got the perfect breath placement when they come to rapping his ball.
Yo, I don't even think he take a breath though.
It seemed like he like a swimmer.
Black Thought just run through a whole 32
bars
without breathing, bro.
You know what separates him from a lot of rappers and why I feel like he's up in the top tier is because he's a real live performer. Yeah. A lot of rappers can't last on stage.
Nah.
Like after the 4th song, like Kanye did it where he did like 27 songs straight. Like with a theater effect. Like the whole Yeezy concert, I was like,
he was on coke.
I was like, this is crazy.
That nigga was on coke.
Yo, he had like 4 different masks, and I was like, in a fight. I mean, like this is crazy.
I'm telling you, man, that's how he made that stronger. He had got that Medellin shit.
You know, make me strong.
Look, hey yo, you seen what happened to Smokey right after he got that angel dust? Hey yo, look at Kanye before and look at Kanye now and shit. He start tripping. Somebody get a nigga a bad batch.
He said top 5. Right?
Yeah, we said top 5.
That
was it.
No, that's a dope top 5 though.
I like the top 5.
I don't think we
like
really
the top 5.
It's Big L or Jadakiss.
Yeah,
really.
I've been waiting for somebody to say L because he's in my top 5, man.
L?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in my top 5.
It's just tragic, bro, how people get taken out like that,
bro. Yeah, he got shot 9 times in the face, bro.
But and I think, man, like to your point, Bayani, like if that never happened, man, bro,
imagine.
Come on, man, everybody looked up to Big L, man. Like
it would be a different atmosphere. To be honest, it would be. So,
like
we can even say that with Biggie too.
You think not battled Jay at that point? Nah, Jay wouldn't even been a target like that compared to Biggie.
I do feel though if Biggie was still here, Jay would still be where he at though. I still feel like that.
Would have been making dope music. So imagine how many combinations.
Oh my god!
The commission, bro. The commission would have been nuts.
That Biggie J combo would have been.
That should have been nuts,
man.
But I also feel like Biggie next album, After Life After Death, would have been bananas. Instead of all the recycled music we're getting now, because he was just getting there. Life After Death is
Oh my
incredible
God,
album.
man! And the fact that it's a double LP, like it's a double press joint, like
For real.
Damn.
But that, you know what, like, and stuff like that inspires me to really write the way I write. Like, even if it's a freestyle, sometimes the freestyle bars I have are way harder than my song bars.
Facts.
I don't know why, but
I think that's how it is, though. I feel the same way.
Because it just come out. It just come out. It's like whatever's on your mind just comes out, you know?
And there's no structure. You don't have to worry about the hook or having to stay on topic. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't thinking too much, though. And like, that's one of my things that I try to do is not overthink shit. Because when I don't overthink shit, that's when the best shit comes out, man. You know?
Right.
Like, I think that might play a part in that.
I think that's the difference between a good songwriter and a freestyle artist, though, a freestyle rapper. A good songwriter can dibble and dabble in the freestyle, you know, pen some shit for freestyle and then jump into the studio and pen something like Changes. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like, so
what happened.
Yo, I'm telling you, that's you can't be a average songwriter and write something like that. I know from experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've written songs that I played for people. They be looking at me like, who's that? Because honestly, I play songs, but I won't even tell them it's me. I just let them groove to it. And then,
right.
You know, like, that shit, you catch them, like, this shit is song, who's that? And I could be like, oh, that was me. And they be like,
have you worked with YTC?
Who, me? Me and Verb was gonna be a group back in the day called Rated R.
Yep. Yeah, we had a bunch of tracks.
Absolutely. He was in my first video. We did a cypher in my first video, and he was the first person to spark it off.
Yo, Ron, we got to get him on the.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, man, without a doubt.
Oh, I'm all for it.
Without a doubt. So I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna hop on lyrically.
Oh, cut it out.
I might drop an 8-bar.
8? Oh shit. Oh, Verb, you on some bullshit. Hey, yo, one thing about Verb though, Verb mad humble, right? He mad humble, but let's not get it fucked up. Verb nasty.
And remember, he was saying I was making music when that's false. He was making music first. I was like, is that we was coming from Canada? What was he, like 15? We was coming from a Filipino basketball league, and he had like a boom box. He pressed the tape deck. He pressed the tape deck, bro. That's how you know the time. The time was like it was the Star-Lord times. He just pressed
was in the 90s.
Star-Lord. This out. He pressed play, and I was like, yo, he's like blindfolded for federations. He was like using the 3-4 syllable words. I was like, oh, you're lyrical. I was like, he was like, yeah, that's me, yo. And I think his brother was rapping at the time too. Rob was rapping too, right?
Rob was rapping? You ain't never tell me Rob rap.
My cousins were. My cousin.
June.
Other cousin.
June. Yeah, my cousin June. My cousin Jay. My cousin Jay was in the chat too. Shout out to Jay. Insight. We was rapping.
June still be spitting fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about him. I'm like an honorary member of the family, of the De Leon family.
I was just backing with the Datu at his crib, bro. Getting on freestyles rap. I got to his crib at like 8:30. I left there like 12:30. I was like, yo, spit that verse again. I was like, yo, you Mr. Q, bro. Wake up. Real quick.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, so when I brought that, I didn't want to bring it, like, shoot, yeah, I'm old, man. I ain't want to make it seem like I was that
man.
Old.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that crap.
Yeah,
you old.
You old too, bro.
Man, listen, you only as old as you tell yourself you are. Age ain't nothing but a number.
Man, only old people say that shit.
You right. I tell you what, music is timeless stuff. Music is timeless.
Facts. You ain't never too old to make some music, man. So
and I'm still nice, so that's all that
I mean,
matters.
I think that there was another question I wanted to ask too. I mean, kind of another good segue is, you know, how did you get started into in music and start making music?
Oh, yo, super throwback. Like, so in Woodside, Queens, right? There was a Neo-Filipino Association. And no, my fault, Aklan Association, because that's where my parents were from. So it'd be mad Filipinos just kind of organized in a nonprofit organization, and they throw a party in the basement of churches or party halls, and they'll have all the Filipino families chilling, like from all different sides. And it was like talent portion, right? And I've sang before, like I was singing like oldies, like old songs. It would have me going like, you know, singing like Michael Jackson tracks, like, you know, Christmas songs or whatever. But one day I hit teenage years. I was like maybe 12, 13. And I was like, yo, I want to perform Juicy. Yo, I perform. And then a tradition is like your uncles or the grandfathers will throw mad change on the stage. And I was like, remember rapping Gooks? The hard, you know what I mean? And that's how I got that love for hip hop. And on the karaoke, when I went home, tape side A, side B, I get a Maxwell 90 tape, get the 90.
Damn, that's so bad.
Press play, press record on both sides.
Right. That's real throwback. Come on, chill, man. You showing our age right now, yo. Chill. Yeah. Hey, yo, Herb, he tripping.
With some lean and started recording.
Oh man, nah, that's dope. That's dope though. But you know what though? That's the culture, man. Real talk. If you ain't have those moments, I mean, because those moments are special. Because those moments are like that's like the fabric of the whole MC. You know what I'm saying? I used to carry around we used to literally have one boombox here with the beat on it, and the other boombox here you can record the vocals on it. You know what I'm talking about? Because you got to play the music in the background. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the fabric of the MC to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what made it real.
Right.
So I get it, man.
Yeah, man. So I mean, that was my last question. King, you got anything else?
I just want to know what's next for you, man. Why don't you tell the viewers what's next for you?
Right now, what's next for me is kind of like just pivoting in this time. Like that's like a common kind of how did you pivot during this quarantine?
Right.
Because it's so how do you make a business out of no one seeing you, and just really advancing through the new digital platforms. I like how Twitch looks, the format. A lot of the DJs I know are using Twitch to tapping in. DJ Drop, and a bunch of other DJs in the community, Butcher Rock, a bunch of people just transitioning to that because you don't get cut off at certain times for playing records or whatever. You know, you guys doing it, you know, the way you are, I think it's dope because you're bringing a lot of other artists that may not be on Twitch to kind of like tap in and see like how much more official the presentation is, you know? Because me right now, Instagram Live, so I look like I'm on Instagram Live right now. Like,
right.
We streaming live on YouTube too, though.
We on YouTube too.
Much love to our YouTube viewers too, man. Let's not leave
facts, man. Nah, I mean, we just appreciate it. The funny thing is, me and Verb, when we spoke about a month ago, right, Verb? I think it was like a month ago.
Yeah.
And we trying to figure out what platforms we was going to stream to. We didn't really have no idea. It was like, yo, whatever one we can. You know what I'm saying? It was like, we're just trying to touch whatever we can touch. But the whole point was to create the platform for artists like yourself, for artists like MIRAK, and artists like us, so that we can have this conversation and just to jump into the cypher with you and just pick your brain and things like that. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time out. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as we get our next issue together, which is issue 3, that's really what's on deck, plus volume 2 of the soundtrack. Like that's 2 things that I'm really trying to keep consistent. Like with the books, I do want to release like, you know, projects that accompany it so that there's like, you know, there's like a multi entertainment experience, like where you're soundtracking the comic book, which everyone's like now doing. Like every comic book artist now, they're really from the urban culture.
Right.
So like, you know, like a lot of people are kind of like, yo, I'm gonna soundtrack it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like a new thing. We've seen the formula and it works, you know?
Right.
So like me, now I've seen like where now I've merged Mark Teodosio, the author, with Bayani, the comic book, you know, and being that the author is a rapper, I'm like, why am I not, you know what I'm saying, pushing towards this with all my music? Why do I merge all? Because that's the number one thing, that's the icebreaker is the comic book, you know? So just push touching grounds in California and the Philippines, like, is super key because that's where a lot of my demographic is. California, Philippines, I got to learn, you know, the language as well as geographically just absorb that, you know, like absorb the motherland as deep as I could, because right now, I feel like I'm doing what my ancestors are asking me to do. You know, like I feel like it's time to really bring other people to their essence. You know, inspire them.
It's connecting people back to their roots, and in your case, you connect in the comic book and your actual music. You're connecting all, you're intertwining both of them.
That's dope, man.
So that's dope. It's dope. It's magical, man. Because when you think about it, like audiobooks, right? This is like see, I don't even know would you call it an audiobook, because what you're doing is creating music for the scenes in the book, right? Which is dope, because most people create music for scenes in their video. So your visual is actually on paperback.
Right.
Through art. So I think it's a dope, super dope idea. I mean, and I just think that's just dope, man. You executing it, man. It's powerful, man. Real powerful.
So BAYANI, you got any you know, tell the people what your socials are, the sites that they can check out, you know, how everybody can get in touch with you.
You can follow me at The City Needs You. That's the publishing company that usually announces like events or things that we're really doing. Follow me at the bayani.nyc. Bayani.nyc is basically my personal account, where, you know, I really get to share everything from the music to the comic books to, you know, the actual, you know, parts of me, my personal life, my real life. Follow me on Clubhouse, because I'm really doing a lot on that platform to really unify, you know, with people that are across the world, man. Like the Kababayan, which is like the connection, the work, like kind of like it's like a term that kind of like exemplifies like working together to push the culture. Like the Filipinos I've met there like are definitely at high levels, like tech experts, poets that I've even like gotten into poetry. So follow me on Clubhouse at Bayani. Super like, you know.
Oh man, so anything else you want to plug?
YouTube, every Friday I drop Freestyle Fridays, and that's like a fresh freestyle every Friday with a guest DJ. Recently I'm working on a mixtape with DJ Drop, so follow us on YouTube at The City Needs You.
Word. That's dope.
Yo,
that's
so
dope.
So Mark, man, we really appreciate you. I really appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us tonight. You know, giving people, you know, a little behind the scenes as to who you are, and you know, just dropping this last project, man. So thank you, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you. I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, definitely, man. And we all gonna keep in touch on Instagram, on the socials. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Y'all got to follow me. I'm following everybody down, man. That's what's up.
Most definitely, man. All right, Bayani. Yo, once again, let's throw the applause. As long as
yeah.
Bayani.nyc on IG. Yo, thank you for coming on, my brother.
Respect. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Yo, man.
That was dope, man.
Yo, another crazy episode, bro.
Yeah, man. I liked this episode too, man, because I think, you know what's crazy about the perspectives of two totally different people, two totally different races, two totally different styles of music, backgrounds, and a lot of info, man. You know, I like knowledge. Knowledge is power, man. So I feel like we got a lot of info. Where you got MIRAK with the law and applying it to his music and things like that's dope. That's mad different.
Yeah.
And the everyday things that he was going through and he putting it into his music, speaking his truth. And then you got BAYANI over there creating a superhero and making a soundtrack around his whole story. Like if that ain't
and it gives you a little bit more like, you know, introspective to artists. You know, that they're not just MCs and rappers and all.
They're artists.
They're
real artists.
Artists, man. That you know, like you said, MIRAK, you know, with the law, you know, the law thing, and then you know, BAYANI with the comic book thing, and you know, also you know, dropping you know the Filipino culture and you know, weaving that together too. Like you know,
I loved it. I loved it. That's dope.
I think that's the dope part, that we get to see a little bit more deeper into the artist as a person, you know. On this platform.
And the dope part too, Verb, is how we could bring the viewers into the cypher and let them check it out too. Like when we you know, the conversation, the more the conversation goes on, the more you get to find out, you know, what elements they went through to create these certain pieces of art, like you say, it's yours to create, right? So when you could take a platform like a comic book and turn it into and have a soundtrack for it and create around the character, you know, he had a whole background for the character identity in that book. And then now when I listen to the songs though, this is what I'm like, I can't wait to get this book in my hands.
So that's another thing that's dope too, is like, you know, for the people who are, you know, watching that are fans of Bayani's comic book, now they got a little bit more of a deeper understanding of where the origin of the comic book, where that came from, man, because he definitely dropped that
the gems on there.
Yeah, when we were talking, man, like, you know, how that whole comic book started. I just think, you know, when you understand something a little bit more and you get a little bit more you know, perspective on how it was made, you have a deeper respect for it at the same time, you know. So
and you can go back to with a little bit more appreciation for it as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I like too, like that's why I like too, like even when we talking to MIRAK too, like the visuals, the videos, and how you can create, because it's the same thing with the comic books. That's the visual for the soundtrack. And in MIRAK's case, his videos are really articulate. And they're well thought out. The treatments are well thought out, and as I'm sure the comic book treatments are well thought out, because he gave us the background on it. So I like how both artists were totally different, but they have similarities in the way they create.
Yep. And I think you nailed it on the head, man. You know, like there's differences, but there's also similarities. Like I think that's kind of universal too, man. Like,
right.
You know, with all of us. So.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. This is what I live for, man. Hey, yo, wonderful episode, my dude. Wonderful episode, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, we're gonna wrap this up, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna link the artist projects once again in the chat, just in case you guys missed that. Hold on, let me find it real quick. Hey, Kay, do you got a quote to wrap the night up with? Or?
I wrapped it up last week. It's your week.
I know, man, but I ain't have nothing ready. But you know, I'm gonna go off the top. Let me. So I'm gonna link. That's Bayani's in the chat. I'm gonna link MIRAK's in the chat right now as well. So please go check them out, yo. Dope people, dope artists. You know, we appreciate both of you guys for coming on. So. To wrap it up tonight, I'm gonna say, man, I got something on my whiteboard that says perfection doesn't exist. So,
powerful.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Perfection doesn't exist. Just keep doing you. Don't worry about if it's perfect. Don't overthink things.
Right.
And everything will come to fruition. So that's
I like it.
Perfection doesn't exist. Just keep going.
Just keep moving forward, man. Pushing the culture forward. Come check us out next week for episode 4. We're going back to the producer, so it's gonna be real special too, man.
All right.
And we out of here.
Yeah, man. So we appreciate everybody that came on to check us out.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna sign off right now. So peace, y'all. I'm YTC. Go follow us.
King K. Holla at me.
All right. See y'all next week. Peace.